Your soul selected the exact circumstances of your birth, your parents, your challenges, your gifts, long before you took your first breath. And according to Edgar Cayce's trance readings, most people are living in complete ignorance of the mission they came here to complete. In his psychic sessions, Cayce revealed that every soul enters physical existence with a specific spiritual assignment, carefully chosen during the interval between lives. Yet the amnesia of birth causes most humans to wander through decades without ever recognizing the purpose encoded in their very existence. This isn't philosophical speculation. Cayce accessed the Akashic records for thousands of individuals and consistently found the same pattern. Each soul deliberately selects its life circumstances as the perfect classroom for lessons it needs to master. Right now, as you read this, your soul knows exactly what you came here to do, even if your conscious mind has forgotten. The question that should disturb your sleep tonight is this: are you fulfilling the mission you chose, or are you living someone else's script? Drop a comment sharing what you believe your soul's mission might be. Sometimes speaking it aloud is the first step toward remembering. Before your mother knew she was pregnant, before your father's hopes shaped themselves around your future, before anyone spoke your name, you existed. Not as potential, not as possibility, but as a conscious spiritual being making perhaps the most important decision a soul can make. You were choosing your next life. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet who conducted over 14,000 psychic readings while in trance states, revealed a truth that demolishes our comfortable assumptions about existence. Birth is not a beginning, it's a continuation. And every detail of the life you're living right now, the family you were born into, the body you inhabit, the challenges that seem so random, were selected by your own soul with surgical precision. In his readings, Cayce explained that during the time between physical incarnations, souls exist in a state of heightened awareness where they can perceive their own spiritual development with perfect clarity. Imagine standing before a mirror that shows not your reflection, but the complete truth of who you are spiritually. Every strength you've cultivated across lifetimes, every weakness that still limits you, every lesson you've mastered, and every one you've failed repeatedly. This is the state Cayce described. Your soul, in that condition of brutal honesty, looked at its own spiritual curriculum and said, I need specific experiences to grow. I need particular challenges to overcome certain karmic patterns. I need these exact circumstances. And then your soul went shopping for a life. This wasn't random assignment. This wasn't punishment. This was conscious selection. Cayce's readings revealed that souls choose their parents not because those parents will give them the easiest life, but because those particular individuals will provide the precise emotional, psychological, and spiritual friction needed for growth. That difficult relationship with your father, your soul knew that was coming. That struggle you've had your entire life with self-worth, your soul understood that conquering that specific challenge was essential to your development. The talents that come so naturally to you that you barely value them, those are tools your soul brought with it, refined over previous lifetimes, meant to be used in service of your current mission. Here's what stops most people dead in their tracks. Cayce insisted that your soul chose not just the pleasant parts of your life, but especially the difficult parts, the limitations, the obstacles, the heartbreaks. Because from the soul's perspective, comfort doesn't produce growth, resistance does. A seed doesn't become a mighty tree by sitting on the surface of soft soil. It has to push through darkness, through crushing pressure, through dense earth. That pushing is what creates strength. Your soul knew this. Your soul, before you were born, looked at the challenges you would face and said, yes, this is exactly what I need. Think about that for a moment. Really think about it. The thing you've been complaining about, the circumstance you've been trying to escape, the limitation you've been cursing. What if that's not a mistake in the cosmic plan? What if that's the point? What if your soul specifically chose that challenge because overcoming it would develop a spiritual capacity you cannot gain any other way? Cayce's readings consistently showed that souls don't choose easy lives. They choose meaningful ones. They choose lives that will force them to develop specific qualities: patience through prolonged suffering, compassion through experiencing hardship, wisdom through making and correcting mistakes, courage through facing specific fears. But here's where it gets even more challenging to accept. Casey revealed that souls also choose the era and location of their birth, based on the opportunities those times and places provide for spiritual work. You weren't born in this specific time period by accident. Your soul looked at the challenges facing humanity right now, the spiritual crisis, the technological transformation, the collective awakening that's struggling to occur, and said, I have something to contribute to this moment. There is work that can only be done in this generation, in this culture, with the tools and awareness available right now. And your soul signed up for it. This raises an uncomfortable question. If your soul chose this life for a specific purpose, why don't you remember what that purpose is? Why aren't you born with a clear instruction manual? Casey explained that the veil of forgetting is itself part of the design. If you consciously remembered your soul's mission from day one, you wouldn't develop the qualities necessary to fulfill it. The searching is part of the growing. The questioning is part of the awakening. The struggle to discover your purpose is what develops the spiritual muscle you need to carry out that purpose. A student who's handed all the answers never learns to think. A soul that's handed its mission on a silver platter never develops the discernment and strength required to complete it. So how do you discover what your soul chose? Casey offered clear guidance. Look at your life not as a series of random events, but as a carefully designed curriculum. What keeps showing up? What patterns repeat despite your best efforts to avoid them? What lessons do you seem to be forced to learn over and over? Those repetitions aren't failures. They're your soul trying to get your conscious mind's attention. It's like a teacher who keeps putting the same problem on the board in different forms until the student finally understands the underlying principle. Your soul is doing that with your life experiences. What comes naturally to you with almost no effort? Those are the tools you brought with you, skills refined over many lifetimes, meant to be used in service of your mission in this life. But here's the trap so many fall into. They assume that because something comes easily, it must not be important. That's backwards. The things that flow through you effortlessly are often the precise instruments your soul knew it would need. A musician doesn't question why the instrument fits their hands. They play it. What instrument has your soul placed in your hands? And are you actually playing it, or are you ignoring it because it seems too simple, too obvious, too much like just being yourself? And what challenges you most deeply? Not the minor irritations, but the deep struggles that seem to touch something core to your identity. Those aren't obstacles to your mission. Those are the mission. Or at least, they're the training ground. Casey's readings showed again and again that souls specifically choose to incarnate with certain weaknesses or in certain challenging circumstances because the work of overcoming those things develops the exact spiritual capacities they need. Someone whose soul mission involves teaching others about forgiveness might choose a life filled with betrayals, not as punishment, but as the laboratory in which they'll discover genuine forgiveness. Someone whose mission involves leadership might choose a life where they start with no power or recognition, so they can learn what real authority looks like from the ground up. Now let me ask you something that might make you deeply uncomfortable. What if you're not doing it? What if you've been so busy trying to build the life you think you should want that you've completely missed the life your soul actually chose? Casey's readings revealed a heartbreaking pattern. Many souls complete an entire lifetime without ever engaging with the mission they came to fulfill. They're not bad people. They're not lazy. They're just distracted, caught up in the wrong race, pursuing goals their ego selected instead of the purpose their soul encoded. Think about how you spend your days. Think about what consumes your energy, occupies your thoughts, drives your decisions. Now ask yourself with brutal honesty, is this what I came here to do? Is this the work that could only be done by me in this body, in this time? Or am I living on autopilot, following a script written by my culture, my family, my fears? Because here's what Casey made absolutely clear. Your soul's mission isn't something you have to create from scratch. It's something you have to remember and then have the courage to live. The remembering often comes in moments of deep honesty with yourself. It comes when you stop performing and start feeling. It comes when you ask not, what do other people expect of me? But what do I know to be true in the deepest part of myself? Your soul speaks, but usually in whispers, in intuitions, in moments of recognition